Dave and Blake are doing a show. It's real cool. It's about the Bible. Acts, the 20th chapter, 7th verse.
Okay.
Here's a little story I like to call "You Preached Way Too Long." You might need to shut up now. Okay? On the first day of the week, we came together to break bread, and Paul spoke. The Apostle Paul,
Yes, Paul.
Saul, Paul.
Paul
Spoke to the people, and because he intended to leave the next day, he kept on talking until midnight.
Per usual.
There were many lamps in the upstairs room where they were meeting, and seated in the window was a young man named Eutychus. By young man, I guess we could say he was a youth. A youth.
This is good.
The student ministry right
Is
here.
there any sort of bears involved in this?
No bears.
Okay,
No bears. So it says, seated in the window was a young man named Eutychus who was sinking into a deep sleep as Paul talked on and on.
This sounds like the youths of today.
They just can't listen to me preach for hours. Really?
No.
Really?
You're pretty good.
Thanks. When he was sound asleep, he fell to the ground from the third story and was picked up dead. He fell out of the window and died.
Oh man.
So like when he's preaching like, man, you're killing us. You're like, literally, he was killing him. They bore him to death.
Wow.
Yeah, picked up dead. Paul went down and threw himself on the young man and put his arms around him.
Okay. Okay, I'm dead. Okay.
Don't be alarmed. He's alive. Then he went upstairs. Well, no, he put his arms around him and raised him to death.
Okay.
He wasn't just like, ha ha, just kidding. He's really dead. Like he, like laid his hands on him. He was alive. He was alive. He helped him there. He helped him out of the little pinch he was in, being dead now.
Not alive anymore.
Being dead from his long preaching.
Just a nice favor.
Okay. Then he went upstairs again and broke bread and ate. So it's after midnight. Someone's already died. He's like, let's go upstairs to take a little refresher, a little break, a little snack. After talking until daylight the next day.
Is he supposed to leave in a couple hours?
Then he left.
Oh.
Then he left. The people took the young man home alive and were greatly comforted.
Wow. I think that kid is never going to fall asleep in church ever again.
Do not fall asleep.
Every time I fall asleep, I die. It's so inconvenient.
And I wake up with like the preacher like
hugging
cradling me. Either that or he's like, I'm not going to church anymore.
That's true.
Okay. The Bible is definitely not a boring book. And for those who do get bored with it, you die. We'll come back.
If you read the Bible, you will die. A cautionary tale from Dave. Goodbye, Bible, on Dave's lap. If you don't subscribe, you'll ultimately die.
You should probably subscribe because this is really creeping me out. It would be a good thing. If you guys don't start subscribing, we're going to have to get some really freaky stuff going on. So subscribe to a channel in which...
If you never want to see this again, subscribe to our channel.
Now.